wildly spreading here up the hill. So we've got already, again, 2 structures, a third one threatened, and more spot fires.
All right, and I've got it, I think, on our map right here. It's Sunswept Drive, and the intersection, or the other street that's nearby, is Goodland. So it looks like it's basically right here. And zooming back out, you've got Ventura Boulevard here, that's Whitsett. So as you say, it's about a half a mile or so as the crow flies from Ventura and Whitsett, which is, of course, a pretty busy intersection in the San Fernando Valley. Probably not very busy right now, given the hour and the situation that we find ourselves in. But you can see there's a hillside. You've got some brush and some vegetation here. Homes all along these streets, very narrow streets. And hopefully the people who live in this area have been adhering to the red flag rules for parking and allowing those fire trucks to get in there and do their work, letting those firefighters get in there. But that one home, it looks like, it's pretty badly damaged.
I mean, I would guess to say it's pretty much destroyed. You can see it fully engulfed in flames. And Chris, again, the smaller structure right to the left of it looks like it might be a whole different home. It doesn't. At first, I thought it might have been attached, but it looks like a different home.
Same here. Yeah, this is 2 separate house fires for sure. And as visual as this is, I'm concerned because it is clear if you look behind the house, there goes the front of the facade, the front of the house, a complete collapse now. And now that's going to send embers flying straight up that hill. That is going to send a whole flurry of embers straight up that hill, flying up to the homes above these 2 houses. And now you have a real situation because already, as I was just about to say, you have a hillside that is on fire. Not just these houses. Obviously, those houses are creating quite a spectacle. But behind those houses, there is a hillside that is now firmly on fire. You can see the glow coming from those little fires behind it. And then if we come back out to the left, Lucas, we'll keep an eye out on that second property, which it does look like that other spot fire may have burned itself out unless somebody put it out. But we can focus back on these 2 house fires, which are going up right now as we speak in real time. These 2, obviously, a complete loss. I just am concerned about the houses above it, uphill.
All right, and as we do that, if we need to warn the people in the area, as we did with the Sunset Fire, let's start thinking about those houses that are going to be uphill or downwind of this house, which is at Vanetta Place and Sunswept Drive. The people who are nearby who might want to think about moving on or getting their belongings out of their homes right now, given that this new fire has erupted in Studio City. If we zoom out a little bit, if it's possible, let's maybe take a look at some of those other streets and give a bit of a warning to the people there. That looks like it's Goodland Avenue, more of Sunswept Drive, and yeah, just people who are in that area, basically looking up towards the top of the screen. That's Avenida del Sol, Alta Mesa Drive. Keep an eye on this. We're not going to say necessarily that you have to go, but you should be looking at that as a possibility because of the way these things have been spreading rapidly. Now, the good news, Colleen, is that it's not as windy as it was before.
Exactly.
Right?
And it would be great to see the helicopters and the air assault taking place because it's not as windy as last night. So we do know that LA City Fire, LA County Fire, they've been very thrilled to be able to at least use their air assault firefighting methods as well, and they have been proving to be very successful. I feel like I see maybe that's actually probably not one of those water dropping helicopters. I'm not quite sure, but this is a dramatic fire. This is very visual, and again, this area, there are so many people living in these small pockets of the community, even though you're right up against the brush. It would great to see a water drop right there.
It would.
But anyway, I would say if you have a family and you're seeing this, or you know the conditions out here, we're still ripe for dangerous fires right now, and right now would be a very good time to get that ready, set, go plan and maybe execute it so you don't get stuck in a bottleneck.
Indeed, and I'm thinking about the words of Fire Chief Kristen Crowley earlier, where if you think that if you got a warning and you think you want to move out and evacuate, but the evacuation itself takes you through the area that's in trouble. You got to think about that and creating additional congestion. But also something else that we've been hearing, over the last 24 hours is if you're in an area that's under warning and you feel like you should get out, go ahead and get out.
Just trust your instincts.
Yeah.
I think that is probably the best advice. I know that if I were near this home, I just think, best to get out, even if you get to come back in an hour or two. But there's a very active firefight. It is good to see LA City Fire here fighting this fire, because I know last night they were so stretched thin when we were talking about the Palisades fire. Some homes, they didn't have any fire protection on it because there was just too many fires that were happening.
All right, and what we're seeing though, what we didn't see last night, 24 hours ago, what we're seeing tonight is that when these fires happen, you're getting a response that's pretty immediate and pretty direct and pinpointed to that fire, because
I see
we've got units that have been coming in from different parts of the state. Go ahead, Chris. Were you going to say something?
No, I'm sorry. We've got some sparking coming right next to the fire truck here. It looks like might be I don't know, maybe a power line that caused that. I don't know. We caught our attention there. We're still keeping a close eye on this, because this is, you're so right. This is a perfect opportunity. There may not be any evacuation orders in place yet for this, and I don't know if there will be, but if you live right above this house, if you live one level up from Sunswept Drive, probably a good idea to head out just for a little bit until they get this under control, because right now, what started as a house fire or two house fires is now burning well out of control, and I think beyond the limitations of the handful of crews that are down there right now. The only way is if they start doing some more water drops out here, which I presume they're in the process of dispatching as we speak. But right now, you can see as clearly as we can, this fire is burning out of control.
What are you seeing in terms of spot fires that are breaking out uphill from this house at this point?
Good question, Lucas. Go ahead and tilt up. Go ahead and tilt up behind the homes. Behind the homes, there is a lot of brush that is now smoldering behind it. There is an orange glow coming. Go ahead and push in on the grass. There's brush, and right in there, you can see a whole side of the hill that is smoldering. There's spot fires in there. In fact, some of those weren't even there a few minutes ago. So this fire is indeed spotting, and another spot to the left. Another spot to the left. This is going to be a couple hundred yards away at the end of
Viewcrest Road.
I didn't catch that street. What is that? Is that
Viewcrest.
Viewcrest Road. At the very end of Viewcrest Road is a spot fire that was almost certainly started by the embers from that house fire. So this is how fast it happens. And this one is almost more concerning in some ways, guys, because now you have an entire side of the Hollywood Hills, opposite Hollywood, that is completely threatened by that fire right there.
Yeah.